Good morning everyone, this is As Mohammad Khan and I welcome you in today's class. In our previous class we have discussed about the first law of motion or law of inertia. First law of motion states that all the objects living as well as non-living they resist the change. If they are in rest then they want to remain in rest. If they are in motion, then they want to remain in motion till the unbalanced force is not applied on them. And this tendency to resist the change is known as inertia, and this law means the first law of motion is also known as law of inertia. Today we will discuss the second law of motion. Second law of motion is also known as law of momentum or law of force and acceleration, and it is also known as the law to drive the formula of force, because with the help of this law we can drive the formula of force. Now what is it? It is known as law of momentum. Why? Because this law is based on one physical quantity, student, that is momentum. Now what is momentum? Momentum is the physical quantity in which an object is found in motion. Means when the object have the motion, at that time the physical quantity that is possessed by the object, it is momentum. And momentum is also vector quantity, student, and it has the sense of direction. And the formula that we use for the momentum is P is equal to mv. This is the formula of momentum. So with the help of this formula, you can also give one the definition of the momentum, student. And what is the definition of the momentum? The product of mass and velocity of an object during the motion is known as momentum. If there is initial velocity in the momentum, then that momentum is known as initial momentum. If the final momentum is found in the momentum, final velocity is found in the momentum, then that momentum is known as final momentum. So there are the two types of momentum, initial momentum and final momentum. Initial momentum is the momentum in which at the first time or the starting time the object is observed by the observer, and at that time the velocity that is possessed by the object and the momentum that is possessed by the object, that momentum is known as initial momentum. Final momentum is the momentum at which the observer observes the object at the ending time. That momentum is known as final momentum. So there are the two types of momentum, student, initial momentum and final momentum, and these momentum are found when the objects have the motion. Now what is the formula of the momentum? It is the product of mass and velocity of an object. The product of mass and velocity of an object is known as momentum. And what formula we use for it? It is P is equal to mv. P is the symbol of momentum. It is the symbol of momentum. For the final momentum, we use Pf, and the formula that we use mv. For the initial momentum, we use mu. U for initial velocity and v for final velocity. So this is the formula of final momentum, and this is the formula of initial momentum. Now, what is the SI unit of momentum? It is also important. SI unit of momentum is SI unit of momentum. Momentum is kilogram meter per second. Kilogram meter per second is the SI unit of momentum. This you will learn. Kilogram meter per second. In this, the SI unit of mass is kilogram and SI unit of velocity is meter per second. That's why the SI unit of momentum is kilogram meter per second. Kilogram meter per second is the SI unit of momentum. And it is which type of quantity? It is vector quantity because it has the sense of direction. Because in this quantity what is found? Velocity is found, and velocity always have the sense of direction. Now we come on the second law. Many times when you catch something, student, like this catching. In the catching, what you do when you catch something? Then you draw back your limbs, forelimbs you draw back. Why do you draw back your forelimb while doing the catch? It is due to the matching the momentum. And with the help of the matching the momentum, you can catch the particular object. According to the second law of motion, the rate of the change in momentum is directly proportional to the unbalanced force. According to this, means according to the second law of motion, the rate in the change of momentum is directly proportional to the unbalanced force. The rate in the change of momentum is directly proportional to the unbalanced force. It is the second law of motion. Means F is directly proportional to the rate in the change of momentum. Rate in the change of momentum means Pf minus Pi upon T. Means change in momentum per unit time. This you can also write. Means unbalanced force is directly proportional to the change in momentum per unit time, or the rate in the change of momentum. So this equation we get with the help of second law of motion. Now with the help of this we can derive the formula of force, student. How? Now F is proportional to Pf. Pf for final momentum. What formula I have told you for the final momentum? It is mv. So you put here mv. It is subtracted by pi for initial momentum. What is the formula for it? It is mu. So you write here mu upon T. Now with the help of this, what you will get F is proportional to mv minus u upon T. This formula you will get. Now as you know that the rate in the change of velocity is known as acceleration. So in the place of v minus u upon t, what will you write? You will write F is proportional to ma. This means in the place of v minus u upon t, what we have written here, we will write a for acceleration. Because what is acceleration? Acceleration means the rate in the change of velocity or the change in velocity per unit time. So in the place of v minus u upon t, what will you write? You will write m into a you will write. Now you remove this proportional mark. You can remove this proportional mark by taking k as constant. So what you will do, f is equal to k ma. Here value of the k, here k is equal to 1. So the formula that you will write here, it is f is equal to ma. So this is the formula for the force. So with the help of second law of motion, we can derive the formula of force. And what is the formula of force? It is F is equal to ma. Now what is m here? M for the mass of the object. What is a here? A for the acceleration of the object. Now with the help of this, you can give the SI unit. About that we have discussed. What is the SI unit of the force? It is kilogram meter per second square. And in the place of kilogram meter per second square, what unit we use for the force to give name and fame Sir Isaac Newton? It is Newton, student. So what is the SI unit of the force? It is Newton. And we symbolize it by capital N. And 1 Newton is always equal to the 1 kilogram meter per second square. And it is the SI unit, means 1 Newton is the SI unit of force. And what is force? Scalar quantity or vector quantity? Force is vector quantity because it has the sense of direction. Like if we want to pull something, then what we do? We pull that in a particular direction. If we want to push something, then we push that particular object in a particular direction. So pulling and pushing have the sense of direction. That's why we can say that the force is vector quantity because it has the sense of direction. And with the help of this formula, we can also know that. Why? Because here what is, student? It is acceleration, and acceleration has the sense of direction. So we can say that the force is vector quantity. So it is about the second law of motion. What you will write in that the force is directly proportional to the rate of the change in momentum of an object. Or what another definition you can write? Force is directly proportional to the change in momentum per unit time. And the formula that you will derive with the help of this, it is F is equal to ma. It is the formula of force, and this formula you will use in the different numericals. In our next segment, we will discuss about the mass. With the mass, we will also discuss some sample problems for the numerical student. So now you will write this law in your notebook and try to learn it. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day.